Good games never die.
Face it, in Breath of the Wild, arrows are amazing! The little bullet time, you can totally trounce even the toughest of enemies. But what do you do when your arrows run out? It can leave you in a rather vulnerable spot. That's why you want to keep your quiver full to the brim and ever expanding. You can never have too many arrows. Also, when you lose your bow, that can be a pretty bad thing, as you can see here. Yeah, you don't want things like this to happen to you. But where can you find them, those elusive narrow rods of feathers and wood? So slippery and so hard to come by. That's it! We'll buy them! Of course, the most logical place to buy arrows is at town shops, like here at Hateno. Unfortunately, you're not going to find a lot of them this way, as they tend to only sell 15 at a time at a rate of 4 each. Kakariko is the exception, offering 20, but at an average rate of 4.5 each. I'm operating under the assumption that if you're hard up for arrows, you're going to be buying all that are available. So, after buying from Pruce and Rolla, we have Clef at Zora's Domain, Misa at Rito Village, Mubs the Fisherwoman at Lurelin, Danda at Gerudo Town, and we can't forget about Daz inside of the Deku Tree in the Lost Woods. There's one other potential town we could visit, but I'll wait and talk about that one later. Having hit all 7 of these villages, you should now have a whopping 110 arrows, which is a respectable stash, but really, you could do better. Now let's look at the primary source of arrows in this game, our good friend Beetle. No one really knows how he does it, but somehow Beetle manages to be at every stable throughout Hyrule simultaneously. Well, surprisingly, each of these have their own unique stash. So after buying from one, you can continue to the other stables and buy from the rest of them. Now, I'm not going to walk you through each and every one of these stables. They're all Beetle, so it's just the same guy or his clones, whatever. And they're going to sell you 25 or 30 arrows a piece. So it's really, that's why I say it's the best source of arrows in the game, generally speaking. Okay, I lied. I am going to walk you through all of the stables. In fact, I made a little ditty for it. Have a listen. In Foothill where the sulfur reeks, from Snowfield to Dueling Peaks, the arrow is what Link seeks. He heads to Outskirts, Riverside, Wetlands, and Rito, South Akala, East Akala, Woodland, Gerudo, Highland, Lakeside, to Bantha Bridge, and don't forget Seren on Hyrule Ridge. Beetle at Riverside, Wetland, Woodland, and Lakeside stables will sell you 25 arrows. All the rest will sell you 30. Once you're done collecting all of these, you'll have 430 arrows. If you've also visited all the towns, you'll now have 540 arrows, which is quite a substantial amount. What, not enough arrows for you? You want more? Well then, you came to the right place. I've got a few more secretive vendors for you. The first one is Gartan, the roguish vendor who you'll find in Karakara Bazaar, or traveling between there and Gerudo Town. He'll offer you 20 arrows at 5 rupees a pop. Second is Giro, the pudgy laid-back merchant that you'll find south of the road, heading west from Dueling Peaks. You can see the smoke from his fire in the distance. Just follow it until you reach him, and he'll offer you 15 arrows at about 4 rupees each. Finally, we have the studious and courageous Botrick, a merchant who is also a self-proclaimed watchman. He'll offer you 25 arrows at roughly 4.5 each. Come back when it's raining and he'll offer you ice arrows in addition to the fire arrows. If you happen to catch him at a time when enemies are about. You might be surprised at his reaction. Let's now revisit that final town where you can purchase arrows. It's Terrytown, and it's an optional town. One that you have to go through the Bolson and Hudson side quests to create, or to build up. And Fison here will sell you 50 arrows at an average of 3.5 rupees each, which is the best price that you can get for arrows, making this the best single stop location for your value when it comes to arrows, and also the highest quantity, except for one place. Genie, the serious and practical horse archery instructor, will sell you 85 arrows at a value of about 3.8 each. So, you can't get any better than this. And if you want to find out how to get to him, check out my other video. And if you happen to catch Genie on a rainy day, he'll offer you this bundle of 15 shock arrows at a value of about 5 each, which is better than you're going to find anywhere else. And remember, Genie is kind of like your local drive-thru. No vehicle, no service. He won't sell arrows to horseless customers. So make sure you bring one. At this point, you should have a total of 735 arrows. Those are hard to run out of. But if you do, you can just go back through and do the cycle again. So let's go through these one last time. The 7 basic town areas will provide 110 arrows. Beetle from all of the stables will provide 430 arrows, giving you a total of 540. The other vendors will add 60 to your stash, bringing you up to a total of 600 arrows. And visiting Terrytown and the archery camp will bring you up to 735 arrows. So now that you know where to buy them at, start collecting and happy Lionel hunting.